Honey, listen, Linda, listen. So I decided to do this video and name it Unseasoned Holy Convocation, right? And honey, I'm in here recording. I press pause to run, eat breakfast real quick, and then come back and finish recording. That didn't happen because I fell asleep. I have not had a nap in years, and I took a nap from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. And I woke up disheveled, confused, disoriented because I don't take naps. And my body was like, we taking a nap. Yeah, before she even hopped in her little shoes, nap. So lots of missed calls, lots of unread text, honey. I mean, and I didn't I'm not gonna touch it, but that's what happened. So anywho, here I am doing a third attempt for the unseasoned holy convocation. I'm gonna start with I didn't care for, I found it distasteful how one of the preachers, pastors, prophet. He was a prophet. He used his time on stage to really just tear down other ministers as soon as he got up there. He had to announce to everybody that he stayed in his room. He been fasting. And I thought we supposed to do those things in private, that they're between us and God. Like nobody should know the ins and outs of when it started and when it didn't start. Like, especially when you're getting up there and you're going to be preaching, like, why would you even mention that? It's like you're trying to get kudos after tearing down other ministers of the gospel, trying to get you a little shine. I didn't hang out with nobody. I ain't get to go nowhere with nobody. I was fasting. I was fasting. I just thought that was some ashy behavior personally. And then um, he tried to use the same prophetic shenanigans they used to use back in the 90s of how loud you yell, how long you yell, and say hallelujah or Jesus or something, the greater your blessing will be. Basically, call and response blessings. So if you're someone with a very gentle voice, God given soft voice, honey, according to his shenanigans, baby, you ain't getting nothing. You're not getting nothing. You're not getting no prayers through or nothing because you didn't open your big black mouth and yell what he said for you to yell. Yeah, that's a form of control to boost their ego. Again, egotism, not prophetic egotism. I said what I said, and I say it again. Uh-huh. Anyway, I didn't care for him. I think he was the ashiest person up there in the pulpit the entire convocation. I saw Gate, and I just feel like that was so sad and it was messy, honey. It was messy the way they went about the whole purse thing. It's bad when a whole presiding bishop has to discuss someone's purse being missing, someone making allegations of the purse being stolen, and they have things in place. I peeped how they had things in place and protocol in place in event this was stolen or needed to be turned back in. They had a lost and found. They had all of that. You get what I'm saying? So they were organized in what they were doing. I just think someone may have been, fussing and carrying on, got emotional, started talking about they're gonna put this on the internet, they're gonna tell everybody on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and all other streaming services that y'all stole my pocketbook. I stole my pocketbook. So I think it got messy, and the messier it got, the higher up they had to address it, mention it, and focus on it. And it just placed a little seed there that I think shouldn't be in the same place as faith. It placed a seed there that had people afraid. They weren't focused because now they thinking to themselves, I wonder who stole that pocketbook. I remember that time somebody stole the pocketbook at the jurisdictional convocation. I remember when someone stole that wallet at Fresh Fire. You get what I'm saying? It takes their mind somewhere else. And I just feel like moving forward, things need to be handled in a manner that they do not find themselves contaminating the services. That's how I want to say. Did this woman with the pocketbook ever come forth and say, "Thank you all for everything you did to get my purse back"? Because it sounded like from one update, she left the purse somewhere. Somebody didn't steal a pocketbook. She left her purse somewhere and someone turned it into the lost and found after she done accused somebody of stealing. Uh-huh. All my military ID in there and all my important documents, my ID, my driver's license, and everything's in that purse. Okay. Okay. Anyway, that was the ashiest. He was the ashiest. She was the most annoying, distracting of the convocation. So let me tell you who I felt did a wonderful, wonderful job delivering their message, and that would be Bishops Porter and Golden. I don't care what anyone says. I believe that Golden's going to be on you all's general board one day, someday. It's something about him. He has something very, very special grace on his life. I can't put my finger on it, but he is a guy's guy. And because he has a very dominant personality, I believe that he would be good, at executive level leadership. He's just that guy. He has enough youth in him to make some historic strides for the church. And that's just my opinion. There's something very special about him, and he's needed for this era like nobody's business when it comes to men ministering to other men, and mostly, especially in a predominantly male dominated led uh denomination. You need someone who doesn't have a problem with correcting other men. He has no problem with that. He hit it straight. He's a straight shooter, right? uh I don't know if you all remember, but them greens way up there. They're considered ministry royalty. I don't know if you all know that or not about the greens, but they're big people. I don't know if you all remember, but Pat Robertson eulogized his granddad. I don't know if you all know that or not, but they have always been top tier when it comes to ministry. And, God rest his grandfather's soul. But I'm sure he raised him up and taught him what is necessary, how he's ran this jurisdiction so far. He's done a wonderful job. He has. So I have no complaints, right? But like I said, I really hope at some point, because that let me touch on this real quick. Kojik's guilty of something that it isn't to be commended. I looked up there on that stage, and a lot of these people need to be at home. Like, they should not be assuming any positions right now. Now they need to take care of their health. They need to retire gracefully, um, and be replaced in things, because that didn't look good, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say. That did not look good at all. It looked really, really bad. And it looked irresponsible on the part of Koji, like just irresponsible and selfish when you see people are visibly infirm. Like, yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, that's no, no. Uh-uh. So, like I said, hopefully, some a general board, or something, board position comes open for him, and he's able to be provided that opportunity. I think he would be great for the church forward, moving forward. Um, Bishop Porter, yeah, of course, I always enjoy how Bishop Porter teach, because I connect very much so with how he teach. His teaching works for me, right? Now, let's get to the part about the garbage men, garbage trucks, and Kojic being really proud of this program. First of all, like what's that baby name? Lord, I can't. Indy Boo, honey. First of all, that little girl, her mama was laughing at her, and she realized it. Indy said, "First of all," I'm sorry. First of all, um, that idea came from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. That is a relationship he formulated and he put into place. And they said that's part of the reason that could have had something to do with the loss of his life. Who knows? There's a lot of conspiracy theories out there. So Kojic they didn't come up with this on their own. They reached way back to Dr. King's era and regurgitated and remixed his idea. That's what he did. That's what they're doing. Oh, we're creating jobs and we're going to find housing, honey. They didn't do their research. But I implore you to do your research about jobs that provide all this stuff for you, and then providing a house for you to live in, paying for all your kids to go to college, and you think that's just because they being nice? Okay. But I found it interesting. The wording was that this opportunity is for people pretty much who are in Kojic already. Yeah, I noticed that it really wasn't for day-to-day non-Kojic members, right? And not only that, I'm sure we could have found other entities and industries to roll this out in modern era instead of trash men. I'm saying you can take your behind over there to the National Home Buyers Association. I mean, home builders associating meeting. If you don't know, one coming up at the beginning of the year, the National Convention for National Home Builders. We're talking about some of the biggest and largest, best, brightest developers in the entire country. They all attend that meeting. You mean you couldn't send someone there to network and find employment opportunities, partnerships, strategic partnerships, finding strategic stakeholders? No, you're going to just be lazy and regurgitate Dr. King's idea. Okay. Something better than nothing. I see. And let me say this too. I just wasn't feeling the main message. I just feel like it's hard for me to take you serious when your wife singing gospel music while people drinking liquor, and she just up there performing. I have a problem with that. I have a problem that your daughter and anybody else and a couple of other people in your same denomination partnering all the time with all of these female rap artists. It ain't leading nobody to Christ. It's just showing you how carnal the black church is. And instead of you all having the courage to say and show what holiness is, you're just as carnal as the non-believer. So it just felt like everything up there that was being said was just disingenuous. It was just pre-packaged, pre-staged and everything. And I just didn't feel like that was a leader I was listening to. No correction. No correction. I mean, them people ain't living. I mean, I just look at how many people made money off of Kojic. Kojic membership done put so many people on the map, it don't even make no sense. But what I can tell you is that those same people turned around and now they drinking liquor all the time. Every time you see them doing a clip or something, they talking about something about liquor. They talking about something about drinking. They talking about, I mean, they just carnal. And you all just don't have the spine to stand up for holiness. Live holiness. Even if it means admonishing your child openly, you won't do it. Y'all just sit there and play in our face and expect for us to do it. But you clearly, you as for you and your house, you're not doing it. There is no way. There is no way I would dare sing songs to celebrate and written for uplifting, celebrating the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords and my Heavenly Father to people who getting drunk and dancing to my music. That means that the music was resting on a carnal spirit all these years. Because if it wasn't resting on carnality, then they wouldn't even feel comfortable doing that. I bet you they don't do that at other concerts. Oh, no, 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 no. They're not doing that. No, no. We have no reverence, and it will require a black leader to correct this about us. But you all don't want to do that. You want to be so accepting, like the world, that you just decided we will be the world so that we can reach the world. How delusional, how insulting to say that God's power isn't enough, that you got to swallow it like a pig. You have to wallow around and make that filth and that funk feel real good to you to the point it don't even bother you no more. And it doesn't. Oh no, it don't bother y'all at all. Ain't no way someone could listen to holy words, anointed words, and feel comfortable with liquor. Let me tell you something. My son was maybe 15, 16. And they made that song, Beans, Tomatoes, Grams, Lambs, Horse, whatever, by Shirley Caesar. You name it. They did that little remix and stuff. And so I call myself, you know, playing the song real loud and bopping to it. Honey, my son reached for it so fast it ain't make no sense. That boy almost snatched that darn radio out of the dashboard, honey. I don't like that. That's God's music. We ain't doing that. That ain't good. They don't realize it, but we realize it. That's God's music. So we riding down the highway and I'm speaking with him about it and just listening to him in the revelation and understanding he has about worship it's way more than anything any of you as leaders believe. I'm serious. I'm serious. His understanding of sacredness. If God give you a song, and he went all the way down in Psalms about how those songs were written, why they were written, what they were inspired by. Yeah. But y'all not doing no psalms of worship. Y'all just record sellers, right? And so that's why people don't respect y'all. That's what I'm getting to. People do not respect y'all. And that's because of something you doing, not because of the world. They don't even respect you no more. So I'm getting to this. Hopefully in the next 4 years, you all elect someone else. I mean, that's the God honest truth. You need somebody who has that grace on their life to be respected, because this poor man and his family, they losing a lot of respect by their actions and their decisions. They're just, they just feel like, oh, well, if we give them opportunities, oh, we help them get money, then that'll be enough. We ain't got to actually be holy no more. We ain't got to do that. There was a grace missing from that convocation. I can't explain it. It was just something. It just felt like brittle. Like, y'all ever had those Wheaties, and they have the icing on the top and they wheat? It just felt like you crumbling one of those up in your hands. That's how it felt the whole complication. But drop down below and let me know your thoughts, your opinions, your views, and your experiences. Bye.